Yo guys, welcome back for another episode of Trails of Cold Steel. This is episode 8. So we left off after we just come out of the manager of the Grand Market or something like that, I believe. Now we've got to go and investigate who destroyed them stalls. But I think first we're going to go and do the extra side quest that we can do. So let's go find out. Lost Wally, see me at my Cemex store and I'll tell you more. Location, stone bridge leading to Hamdal on the West Saudik Road. So we'll go do this one first. So West Saudik Road. Okay, let's go. This is the west side, isn't it? Yes. So let's go over here, let's go do this, and we should focus on getting more info before getting anywhere else. Ah, god damn it. So I'm gonna go around talking to people, have I? My drink is all gone. Anyone give me some, just poor old drunk needs some newer. Okay, so is there anywhere where it says I've got to go? Ah, okay. It says I've got to go over here and speak to him. So here we go. And to think I was ecstatic to finally participate in the famous Saudik or Chaldic Grand Market. Sign, what did I ever do to deserve this? Excuse me? You! I'm sorry you had to see me acting like that. I hope you can forgive me for my inappropriate behaviour. He seems really down. It's quite understandable, he's a merchant in a busy market unable to do business. So what brings you here? Did you need something from me? Well, actually, Rena explained that he and his classmates were investigating the truth behind what had happened the previous night. You're investigating? That's right, and we'd really appreciate it if you could answer a few questions for us. You may be able to help us find the true culprit. Excuse me. I suppose it can't hurt, it's better than doing nothing at best. At least so. You don't have to sound so pessimistic. Well, can you blame me? You're students at a military academy, you're not exactly ace detectives. That is true, but we're still determined to find out who did this. We may even be able to recover your goods. Cooperating with us could prove quite fruitful. Okay, fine, I never said I wouldn't help you, did I? I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say though. It's not like I saw anything worth mentioning. You didn't? As soon as I made sure my store was ready to open the next morning, I left everything set up and went home. The other merchants around here can vouch for that. Guess I shouldn't have left the store unattended though. By the time I got in, it was too late. The deed had been done. So by morning, the store had already been destroyed and your goods stolen. Couldn't think of it. What goods were stolen exactly? Oh, I have a sample with me actually. Bracelets. An accessory. Is this a brand that's popular in the capital? Been a real hit lately, yeah. I was hoping to bring the fad here by selling them at the market. But this is the only one I have left now. Sign. I dread to think just how much money I lost in one single night. That damned coward sabotaging my business. It's much too early to be jumping to conclusions. Do you have any evidence that proves his culpability? I played butchered that and you're all laughing at me, so yeah, GG. No, but he's clearly the prime suspect. He was so against the idea of taking turns sharing the spot with me, he decided he'd destroy my store altogether. I just knew it. I'm going to get him to give me my goods back, no matter what it takes. Please try to stay calm. You do know that if you cause any more trouble, the Provincial Army really will arrest you, right? Ugh, yeah, I know, but it's just a matter of justice. I can't just act like nothing ever happened, it's put wrong or general principle. I'm begging you, please get my goods back, whatever it takes. Well, I can't promise success, but I swear to you, we'll do everything we can, that much I can promise. I think that's everything this merchant knows. Let's try questioning someone else. What the hell am I supposed to do now? Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you, but could we have a moment of your time? You're those kids from the military academy, right? What do you want from me? I've got nothing to sell you, obviously. Sign, even if I did have something to sell you, I've got no place to sell it. I'm basically ruined. And to top it all off, the Provincial Army and that other damn merchant are acting like I'm the one who did it. He's not taking this very well, is he? Hard to blame him, but we need to see if he knows anything that might help us. Well, you see, Rain explained that his and his classmates were investigating the truth behind what happened the previous night. You're investigating this mess, huh? Okay. So would you consider cooperating with us? Sure, why not? Not getting my hopes up, as I'm sure you can understand, but hell, I've got nothing left to lose. Like, not exactly a vote of confidence. Hey, he's willing to cooperate, and I say we cut him some slack and hear him out. So about last night, at the time the incident actually happened. Last night, I don't know how much help I can be if that's what you're asking about here. See, I left the market right after arguing with that merchant yesterday, and I didn't come back till this morning. I stayed over at the friend's place, another merchant who's got pissed drunk and ranted at him all night. And you're certain of this? Positive, ask my friend if you don't. Believe me, he'll back me up. I wandered over here with an awful hangover this morning, and what I found gave me a hell of a start. My whole store was in shambles. And as if that weren't bad enough, all the processed foods I was going to sell were just gone without a trace. So the goods that were stolen were all processed foods. That's right, nuts, cheese, bacon, all foods. The bacon? Can't take the bacon, man. All foods that have a long shelf life, made with local ingredients. Seeing all my stuff gone really sobered me up. It was like I hadn't been drinking at all. And that's when I went over to that fool's store to make him pay for it. Why did you go straight to him? Was he the one who did it, of course. He smashed my store so he could have that spot all to himself. But that doesn't make any sense. If Heinz did it, then why was his store destroyed too? He must have done it to himself. I figured if he destroyed his own store, no one would believe he could be responsible. I don't know, that seems pretty unlikely. It's a bit excessive. While I understand your frustration, baseless accusations do no one any favours, and only cloud the true issue. Ugh. But it's so frustrating. I've lost so much money because of this. I might have to shut up shop for good. That is bad. If I could at least get my goods back, maybe I could salvage enough to stay afloat. But what are the odds of that? None of the other merchants saw anybody do anything, and the Provincial army sure ain't about to help. I'm finished. Pure and simple. All the hard work I've put into getting this far, and this is how the dream ends for me. Well, I'll be honest, I'm not sure how much we'll actually be able to do for you, but we'll do everything in our power to help you find some sort of closure. So cheer up, okay? I do appreciate that, but again, I ain't about to get my hopes up. Good luck though. That's all the two victims of this crime have to say, it seems. What does everybody else think? I can't be sure, but I really don't think either of them is responsible. Both merchants certainly have adequate motive to damage the other stalls, but the chance of both committing the crime on the same night without crossing paths is virtually nil. It's not impossible that they were just out to steal each other's merchandise, but I don't believe that's what happened. Hang on. Both of them have alibis confirming that they were somewhere else when the crime took place. I'm inclined to agree. I just can't see either of these merchants being responsible for what happened. So we're going to have to look elsewhere to find viable suspects. Where, though? I mean, who could have it possibly been? Provincial army? Alright, it's impossible to say right now. We don't have any solid leads. We know who the culprit wasn't, but how are we supposed to start narrowing down who it was? The market itself seems unlikely to produce any further clues, so we should focus our attention elsewhere. Actually, there's one thing that's been bugging me. There's one group of people involved in this whole situation whose actions don't seem to make any sense. Maybe if we can work out the reasoning behind their strange behaviour, we can come one step closer to finding out our culprit. Who do you mean? I'm talking about the Provincial army. The Provincial army. They haven't done a thing to try and solve this crime despite it happening right under their noses. And that begs the question, why not? That market manager said they're refusing to fulfill their role due to the tax issue. This means the Provincial army should refuse to intervene if involved within the market as well. If that's the case, then why did they come and intervene this morning? Now that you mention it, they really doesn't make any sense. Their methods were atrocious, but the fact is they brought that dispute to an end almost instantly. They did get involved. Yeah, one minute they're refusing to do anything, then the next they're taking a stand. It's definitely suspicious. My point exactly, there's definitely something unnatural about the way they're conducting themselves. And since we have no other leads, what do you say we go to the Army's guardhouse and take a look around? We might be able to learn something from them that could aid us in our investigation. That may be worth an attempt. The guardhouse isn't too far from here, either. Let's head on over and see what we can find out. AP increased by 1. Oh yeah. Aren't you those students from that military academy? What are you doing here? Well, tell us, sorry to trouble you, but we were hoping you might be able to help us or something. Could we ask you a few questions about the incident that occurred at the Grand Market this morning? What? What does that have to do with me? We're visiting this town on a field study as students of For's military academy, and we would very much appreciate the chance to see how experienced soldiers such as yourselves handle difficult everyday situations. This seems a perfect opportunity for an anecdotal, okay, I don't even know how to pronounce that, case study, and could prove most invaluable to our education if you'd permit it. Sign, alright, stay here, I'll see what I can do. This dialogue. Looks like we might be able to hear what they have to say for themselves after as well. Nicely done, sir. Hey, in times like these, we need to make good use of our possessions. No one can fault a student for wanting to learn after all. But now comes the hard part. This makes me nervous. Well, let's just wait and see what we can get out of them. Remember, it's not always what they say that matters, but how they say it. And even more importantly, what they don't say. Right. I hope you appreciate us taking the time out of busy schedules for this. So what do you want? And make it quick. I'm a busy man, you know. He's not even trying to keep up appearances. Unbelievable. I'll be brief then. We came to discuss the incident at the market this morning. Would we be correct in assuming that the Provincial Army will be conducting no further investigation? Is that all you came here to ask? Is that all? Should the armed forces charged with maintaining peace in this region not be taking this matter more seriously? Well, I'm not sure. You've got a big mouth for someone your age. It seems you have a lot to learn about how military units actually work. What do you mean? Let me ask you this. What should the number one priority of the British Army be to order to maintain the status quo? I tell you, their number one priority should be to enforce the will of their region's ruling lord, Duke Albert. As members of the Provincial Army, the will of the nobility is absolute. We're just following our orders, protecting what we have a duty to protect. I see you referring to the local petition against the sales tax increase. So you're saying as long as the petition isn't withdrawn, the Grand Market isn't something you have a duty to protect. Interpret my words however you want. We're soldiers, we follow our orders, that's how the military works. And we don't need some fresh military academy inductees telling us how to do our jobs. This is nuts. Does he even have a tiny shred of shame? I was hoping we'd be able to get something out of him, but it sure doesn't seem too likely anymore. So, is that it then? I hope this has been enlightening. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a job to do. Wait. Would you mind answering just one more question? Elliot? Fine, ask it. Well, do you have any idea what might have happened to the goods Marco was handling? You know, the accessory merchant, all he had left was that one sample. What are you talking about? The merchant from Capital Hines was the one who was planning on selling accessories. What? What did you just say? What are you all looking at me like that for? How do you know that? I was under the impression you hadn't investigated the matter at all. How peculiar. We only discovered what each of the merchants was intending to sell a short while ago ourselves. Sir, we have our own ways of finding these things out. You'll do well not to underestimate us. Now we've wasted enough time answering your questions, we're leaving. They just dropped themselves in big doo-doo. Do you think the fact that they know what each of the merchants was selling means they did investigate the matter after all? But the burglary happened last night and it was only first discovered this morning. Realistically, I don't think there was any opportunity during that time for them to do any digging, not without running into us. Agreed, I suspect they knew what each merchant was planning to sell well in advance of yesterday's incident. Though that would be easy information for them to learn since Duke Alvarin must have issued the permits for both stores. That's true, and the army would have no trouble gaining access to transaction records for something like that. But why would they bother? Maybe they need to know so they could prepare. Prepare for what? I get the impression that the incident at the market has been carefully planned out for a while now. I don't think those two merchants being given permits for the same spot was a coincidence either. It was probably done to get them to start fighting so they could get robbed or there was tension between them. Basically to create a situation that couldn't be brought under control without the army's help. So the two merchants were being used all along. That seems to fit perfectly with what happened this morning. Meanwhile, the Provincial army has shown no interest in actively working towards a solution. Unless the market manager chooses to withdraw his petition, so they waited for things to get out of hand and then showed up to force both parties into an uncomfortable truce. Eventually, the merchants would get worn down enough that they'll feel like they have no choice but to withdraw the petition. This has turned out to be an even shadier situation than I thought. Yeah, well, thanks to Elliot, I do believe we finally uncovered the truth of the matter. That was indeed some very quick thinking you displayed, Elliot. You'd make a fine military strategist. Aha, I just got lucky, that's all. So what we know is the Provincial army is somehow involved with actual perpetrators of this crime. The only way to solve it once and for all, though, seems to be, well, to find them and catch them. But if this was carried out by members of the Provincial army, that's not going to be an easy task. No, I don't think anyone from the army was directly involved. The soldiers here are far too proud to dirty their hands with such escapades or whatever that is. I tend to agree, really. Whoever the culprits are, I doubt they're still here in Celtic. There just aren't many viable places to hide such a huge volume of goods without them being found. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe they escaped by train? No, that can't be. Boarding a train with that much merchandise would raise suspicion for sure. It's been less than a day since the burglary happened, so they can't gotten far. Maybe we should ask around the main roads and see if anyone saw anything of the ordinary. Someone suspicious may have been spotted leaving or even entering the town. That sounds like a wise course of action. Come on, let's resume our search. We mustn't let this cowardly thief run free. I wouldn't dream of it. Right, so we want to go to the West Celtic Road again. Let's go this way. We need to do the quest this way as well, please. Yeah. We should focus on getting more info before going elsewhere. Oh, what? Oh, you. Okay, so he ain't going to tell me anything. Ah! Always press start. Always press. Ooh, what's that over there? Quest event. I want a quest event. Give me the quest. Give me the quest. Excuse me, would you happen to be Lizzie? That's correct. Does that make you the students from Fours who the market manager said would be coming then? Yep, that's us. We can see you about the request you sent. Could you explain the situation to us in full? Of course, I happened to come across someone's wallet by my store yesterday, you see. I kept it with me in hopes that they would come to pick it up, but no one's come to claim it. As such, I'd like to ask you all for your help in delivering it back to Sony. Would you be able to do that for me? Accept the request. We'd be happy to. Thank you. Here's the wallet that I found then. We'll be sure to take good care of it. Assume that you've already inspected the contents? I did indeed. Unfortunately, there wasn't anything inside that could help me identify the owner. What exactly was inside anyway? Well, naturally, there was mirror in it. Like a lot of mirror. This isn't just a chump change we're talking about. The only other thing was a train ticket to Hamdall. That's scheduled for tonight. It sounds like the owner is fairly well off traveller then. There's not much we can do with that as our only lead though. I believe the train ticket is potentially our best lead. Yeah, but what should we do with it? Should we go and ask? Yeah, considering it's for a train that leaves tonight, I imagine the owner is frantically searching for it. Which means they might have already been to the station themselves to ask about it. Let's head over to the station then. Sorry for the trouble, but yeah. They're counting on me. I'm sorry that there's not much action really, guys. It's all purely dialogue, it seems. After entering the station, he asked about whether or not there had been any inquiries in regards to lost property. Yes, there was an inquiry. The wallet seems to match the description we received too. Can I ask when the inquiry was made? Whether it was this morning. A young lady came along in a panic, claiming that she was a complete loss without her wallet and it contained. From what I could tell, she seems to have been travelling alone too. I get why she'd be in panic then. Did she have anything else that could lead us to it? She mentioned something about returning to the end to do a thorough check, if I recall correctly. It's the weather cock right down the street, you can't miss it. How convenient, we happen to be staying there ourselves. Okay, let's get to Margot. Or Margaret. Hey there, something the matter? Do you have a moment? There's something we'd like to ask you. Rena explained the situation to Margaret and asked if anyone here had come along looking to Wally. Oh, you're looking for Annabella? Bad timing though, she just left. That's unfortunate, but we have a name now, at least that makes life a lot easier. True, that's all that's left now is actually to meet her. She mentioned that she'd be searching at the area at the rest area in the Grand Market next, so you'll want to head there. Make sure you return it to her, okay? We will, let's go. Get very tongue twisted. Very, very tongue twisted. Ah, there we go. Up there. Do. That's a dude. What? Excuse me, you won't happen to know if a young lady came in here searching for a wallet, would you? She was indeed here a few minutes ago, but she's gone now. Do you know where she went then? Unfortunately not. She did mention something about having no choice but to rely on Adius now. Does that help you out at all? I think there's only one place that could be. Shall we make our way to church? Seems like our best bet for now. Yep, church. Let's go give her this wallet. And it's right there. Come on. Annabella? Oh, Adios, please have mercy on my poor soul. I simply not believe this. How am I supposed to live, having lost all my mirror in a place like this? Looks like we found it. The tragic heroine act made it kind of obvious. Unfortunately, we will have to interrupt her. Excuse me? Eek! Oh, surely mad. Just who are all of you? Well, you can turn right around if you're planning to rob me. I no longer have any. Please calm down. We just want to ask you something. Are we correct in assuming that you are Annabella? I am. Aha, thought so. You wouldn't happen to recognise this wallet, would you? They showed Annabella the wallet. That's my wallet. Where did you find it? Well, you see, they returned the wallet and explained the situation to her. Thank you so much. I'm surprised to hear that a merchant from the Grand Market kept it safe from me. However, kindness remains within people's hearts after all, it would seem. Looks that way, yeah. Regards, I'm pretty grateful that you found it for me. Is there any particular amount that you'd like in return? You can take half of what's currently in here if you'd like. I don't think we can accept that. Your thanks alone are enough. I see. Well, how about this then? I purchased it as a souvenir at the Grand Market before the Great Wallet search began. Pickard plush. I see no reason you can't accept that. In fact, I insist. I hope you find it useful. Haha, thank you. We gratefully accept it then. You're welcome. Thank you again for finding my wallet. So you managed to find the owner after all then. Thank goodness. I really can't thank you enough. I'm glad that we could be of help. Please excuse us then. Right, next may as well do the main quest now. Oh, here we go. Meow. I spoke to the cat. My girlfriend's gonna love that. Hiss. Lulu, are you okay? Look what the nasty man did to her. Is something the matter? I was just chasing after Lulu near the west of the exit of town, and there was this weird man asleep along the side of the street. A weird man? The drunkard we saw earlier, perhaps? Probably. The nasty smell coming off him nearly made little Lulu faint. That's terrible. It really was. I don't know who he is, but I'll keep an eye on Lulu to make sure she keeps her distance from him. So he's not from this town then? I'm not sure. I only started seeing him around a few days ago. That's getting that too much, sorry. Really now, that sounds like a leader if I've ever heard of one. If he's drinking in the middle of the day and isn't instructed to Sarah, then we know he's not a merchant at the very least. Yeah, I think we should go talk to him. Let's have a look near the west exit and see if we can track him down. Already know who they're on about. They're on about the guy that I've tried to speak to already. Because he looks suspicious. So yeah. Heck, drink. Bring me another drink. Phew, this guy reeks. How much has he put down? It's only midday and he's already completely blitzed. I don't think this is the man we're looking for. I think he'd have trouble pulling off a robbery. Sir, are you alright? We can help you back in if you'd like. Shut up. Let me alone. I'm just a good-for-nothing who just lost his job. Looking after that nature park was my whole life. Oh, the nature park that I tried to go to before at the start, when I first came here. Ah, yeah. That's interesting. I wonder if he's talking about the Lunaria Nature Park we saw yesterday. Oh, you kids know it. Yeah, you see, I used to be the park ranger for that old place, Hick. And then you lost your job. Yeah, out of nowhere too. Hick, I gave my life to that job and then he just came and took it all from me. That damned official just showed up out of nowhere and told me I was sacked. You can't just take a man's livelihood off. I'm like, that's not fair. That job was my life. Hick. Yes, we can see that. Something about this doesn't sound right. I agree, it's hardly fair. It seems fair to take a man's job away from him without good reason. Right, I'm glad somebody understands me, how I feel like. I need shooting sometimes. There's no way a bunch of kids like that are gonna do a better job than me. Kids? I was drinking here last night too, you see, and a bunch of kids in ranger uniforms went walking out of that town through the west exit. Weird thing was they was carrying a bunch of wooden boxes too in the middle of the night. Kids these days, I tell you. You don't think they could have been the nature park? I wouldn't even have considered it. But given its size, it would no doubt be a perfect hiding spot. Yet they would have no trouble stashing the merchandise there undetected. The men standing at the entrance yesterday were probably there as lookouts. And if a provisional official was the one to tell him he was fired, that's practically a smoking gun. Huh? I say something useful or something? Don't know what I said, but if I helped you out, why not buy me a drink? I would suggest you try and get sober yourself up instead. That's a good chance you may be able to recover both your park and your job. What? We know our next stop. As soon as we're fully prepared, let's head on out to Lunaria Nature Park. Right. That's right. Right. Okay. Anything up here? Okay. Ooh, what's that blue thing up here? What's that? Quest monster. Let's go kill it.
We should take a right here to reach the nature park.
Shut your face.
Right. Let's go. Now's our chance. We can do.
Here we go.
Yeah, some more fighting. You know what? I'll just do normal attack. Oh, slash. Assist.
I'll pick you up.
Boom.
I can do this. Right.
We'll go by. Yeah, it's done this. Do. And they are now. Well, one sleeping killing. Goodbye. I said goodbye. Dead? Yeah. Nice.
I can do this.
Boom. Did 1 damage. Dead. Dead. No.
My turn.
Now dead. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, we did it.
Do 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 do. Okay, let's go kill this quest mob.
Watch out.
My
turn.
Okay, autumn leaf cutter. Boom.
My turn.
Right.
Armor breaker.
Shatter.
Boom. There you go, defense down. And then use fan birds. Ah, I can't hit it from there.
My turn.
Let's
do this.
Motivate.
Leave it to me.
It's my turn.
Yeah, we'll do this and I'll use it to regen. There we go. I love the battle music to this, it's just so good. Earth Cleaver. Actually, would that hit it? Yeah,
It's my turn. Turn to
Flamberg.
flames.
Turn to flames, indeed. Oh, nice.
An opening.
Nice. We're doing some damage now.
Here we go.
No, you don't. Autumn Leaf cut it. I missed. No way. Oh, wait. Have I got dark on me? I think I've got some... oh, that's going to hit. Ow. Wee. That hit.
Right.
Wow. That really hit. Okay.
My turn.
So I have what on me? I have darkness or something like that. Cures blind. There we go.
I can do this.
Blast arrow. Heal. You need to heal all three of you.
Hang in there.
Go on.
You have my thanks.
Thanks.
Oh wait, didn't heal yourself. Yeah, hopefully this is good enough.
Thanks.
There we go. This is quite tough. Didn't think that this creature would be that tough. Ah,
My turn.
blinded again. Eye drop. I'll probably need to buy some more of these when I can. Crap, come on. Let's go closer then.
Go.
Let's see if I can just hit it. Yeah, I hit it. I crit it. Nice.
I'll take you up. My turn.
Armor break it. Let's get his defense down again.
My turn.
Right, I want to use item. Eye drop. Yep. There we go.
Thanks.
Now we'll use Flamberge again.
Turn to flames.
She should get Pierce or something like that, I believe it is. Yep, there we go.
An opening.
Boom. Doing some nice damage now. Use Autumn Leaf cut it. Nice, 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 nice. And then, come on. Can you blue wall by it and put it to sleep? That'd be so good. Oh no, this is gonna hurt. Ow, 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 ow.
Go.
Right, it's dead.
That's that.
Oh,
Let's
whoops.
get moving.
I hit my pop filter by accident. Bag of tricks, double team. There we go. Look at that, some level ups there, guys. Nice.
I did it.
She did it.
I've only just.
And she's only just begun. Defeated the quest monster. Okay, right now where do I go to? Where is it now? Where do I go to now? More like, wait, its name was Caesar's Order. Oh, no, wait, it's gone now. You should go tell Otto. Market manager Otto. Okay, yeah, I need to go speak to Otto then. I'll go get this side quest done and dusted, and then after that we can head to the nature park. I need to buy some eye drops and play some other stuff as well. Yeah, so right, where is it? There he is. Do 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 do. And there we go. Oh, I see you've taken care of that monster. I really can't thank you enough. I'll have to let those who use the highway regularly know right away. Of course, first comes your reward. Just take this. You material. Oh, that's nice as well. There's no need. You definitely earned it. Apologies for leaving all the work to you, but good luck with the investigation too. Nice. Do 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 do. Right. So, where do I want to go to next? I probably want to go to here. But right, guys, that is going to do it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. There's a lot of dialogue I'm going through here. I'm obviously uncovering this for the first time, so I'm going to try to do as much as I possibly can. And I apologise that the episode's getting longer and longer. I'm going to try to keep them a bit shorter. But make sure you all have a good night, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's episode if I end up uploading again. I'm going to try to upload every day. So make sure you like, subscribe, Check out the Patreon. Subscribe to that if you want. Helps us out. And I'll catch you guys later. Bye.